Right. And you've got an MA in international development. So what's the biggest lesson from China's development over the past 2 decades that you think can be useful for the rest of the world, especially when it comes to the developing world?
Well, I already outlined my 5 reasons as to why I think China's growth was so rapid and works well.
It's universal everywhere.
I think it could be, because not everybody's been as successful as China has. But for me, when I think back across the last 20 years and the amazing changes that have happened, often in the moment you sort of think, well, that's just the way it is. There's nothing we can do about it. It'll be resolved later, or we're working on it. But things happen because people want them to happen, and they make them happen. I think the Chinese government does listen very carefully to its publics, listens to business and citizens, and has got very strong control in that regard, and uses it to make a lot of smart choices. I would have liked to have seen the air quality in Beijing cleaned up earlier. I mean, once China put its mind to it, it really fixed it, right? It's amazing what it did.
But in a managed way.
It has to be managed, right? I mean, there is a role for government. Even though I believe strongly in free markets, there are market failures, and government is extremely important. Again, one of my 5 reasons for the success of China is because of the stability that the Chinese government has provided, and dealing with the Asian financial crisis in a very strong-handed way to ensure that stability continued. But for a number of I'm not going to pick on any specific issue, but my key point is that change can happen. China's the perfect example of it, and for that to happen, there needs to be people pushing it. And so my organization obviously does it for the interests of European companies and for the business environment overall. But if anything, it gives me very strong conviction that what we're doing is right. I mean, giving China credit for its reduction in the negative list and the market opening and all that, these are things that we've fought for many, many years. Okay, yes, some of them we would have liked to have happened earlier, some still need to happen, but they happen. And even in certain legislation in China, we've seen wording that's almost identical to what we've have in Europe, and we know that it's there because that's the product and the fruit of the good discussions that we've had about what's best for China and for the Chinese economy, and China's made the decision that this is going to work for us. So again, going back to dialogue and trust and developing what works for the Chinese economy and other countries, we need to have those exchanges and those experiences and learn from each other. And so, we can make change happen. We should continue to do so. Governments need to listen to their publics. Publics need to speak up. And we need to make sure that people continue to, we need to continue to encourage international flows of talent.
Sure. And to you yourself, do you expect your role as the Secretary of the EU Chamber of Commerce in China to be more challenging or less challenging to handle in the years to come?
Our position paper used to be about that big, but it's doubled or tripled in size in the last 20 years.
I see where you're going.
No, you don't. No, you don't. No,
all right.
But our trade relationship has grown 8-fold. Okay. So relatively speaking, you could argue we've got less issues. Honestly, I think that's fair. But our relationship is going to continue to develop. I think it's going to get bigger and I hope better. But in that process, it's going to need people that understand the issues, that are there to deal with the problems when they come up. And so I think there's going to be no shortage of demand for people like myself that are interested in solving and working with China and the EU to to ensure, our development continues to grow smoothly and far. And yeah, I hope I'm still part of it.